Hey guys, Nick here, and today I'm going to show you about 10 minutes of Resident Evil Revelations 2. I'm going to be starting from the very beginning here and just show you a pretty big chunk of what I got to play. Now, the demo that I played for Revelations 2 took me about 30-35 minutes to get through from start to finish, but I'm able to show you about 10 minutes this morning. So yeah, let's take a look at it. So you are playing as Claire here, and I cut a little bit for time, and it's fundamentally like a two-character game, not necessarily a two-player game, but a two-character one. And how it works is there's going to be local split-screen multiplayer so that you and a friend can play as Claire and as Moira, who is Barry's daughter, Barry from the very first Resident Evil. And I've cut a little bit for time here just to maximize the amount of actual gameplay you can see, but essentially the setup is that you wake up in this sort of prison-like facility, not totally unlike the setting of Revelations 1 on the 3DS, and you're just sort of set loose here to try to figure out what exactly has happened. And interestingly, this game is not going to be on the 3DS at all. This is going to be on a bunch of consoles, actually. It's going to be on the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC, but not on the original platform of Revelations 1. Now, of course, Revelations 1 did, at one point, get a port to last-gen consoles as a downloadable title. And, I mean, I don't really know how to read into there not being a 3DS version, other than they decided to go all in on a sort of console and more graphically intensive release here. So so here's sort of the first co-op-y thing that happens. You pull back and let Moira in, and it's not really clear at this point in the game that you do control her, but you'll see a little bit later some of the character switching stuff that becomes pretty essential. This is still sort of the tutorial, and here comes the first real jump scare of the game, so heads up for that. And the only reason I tell you is because it is followed by one of the most ridiculous lines of voice acting I've probably ever heard in a video game. Alright, wait for it. Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with for Moira, and you'll sort of notice even just in this very short demo that she is super prone to saying just ridiculous shit at all times. I guess that's a fundamental component of her character that I was not aware of, is that she just likes to swear in really cartoonish ways.
Holy shit, it's gonna kill her! Come on, hurry!
Picking up some green herbs here, because Resident Evil. And I think anyone who played the first Revelations probably has a pretty clear sense that, like, that game was maybe the closest thing to RE4 that Capcom had put out in a while, just in terms of, like, the gameplay, the necessity of, like, survival, limited ammunition, all that stuff. And this game, based on what I played, seems to really follow in its footsteps.
Yeah, she's with TerraSave.
So TerraSave is one of the organizations, not unlike Umbrella Corporation, that exists in the RE universe, and that's sort of
I can hear the wind out there.
what they're involved with.
This must be the way out.
Then we need to find a way through.
A lot of locked doors as well. A lot of situations where you'll hunt keys, and a lot of sort of I don't even know if I guess they're puzzles, but they're a little bit less obtuse than like Resident Evil 1 puzzles. So like, here's some keys on this cop here. The whole vibe is very like, I guess like the Saw movies, or even there's sort of an element of like the game Manhunt, if you remember that game, of just like there was clearly someone with cameras watching all this and just having a blast.
He's over there.
And so this is sort of the first moment where you switch and control Moira. Trying to inspect this cop here. Having a heck of a time doing it. There we go.
The key's gone.
Are you gonna use that?
It's more reliable than in person.
If you say so.
Alrighty. So
The key must have been
we
close
are
to
now
the bottom.
armed and ready to
It could
shoot.
be anywhere. It's
Um,
too dark to see.
and this is
Shine
a
the
sort
light
of
around
micro
it.
puzzle of you switch to her for the first time, and her whole thing is that she's got this flashlight that you use to identify
You think
not
I'm
just
gonna
puzzle
snap at
solutions
something
but
on the
also
way down?
items. So it's a lot like the scanning system from Revelations 1.
It's out of reach. Let me try shooting it down.
And you'll see that in just a minute or so here. But here we go. Shoot down these keys. There you go. Puzzle solved. But then this door mysteriously opens, and there's a bad dude in it. This is kind of your first combat encounter. Oh gosh. Alright, I feel pretty proud of that. That was kind of a generous headshot, but they gave it to me, so I'm fine with that.
Forget about him, just run!
Okay. So just cutting again for time here, because I totally ran the wrong way at first. And you don't really have to go super far out of your way to defend Moira. She kind of self-sustains from what I played. What I'm interested to see though is how this game's going to play as a local split-screen game, and how fun it will be to play as Moira really, because she's not super combat intensive. You'll see here in a little bit she does get a weapon, but she does not use any guns, which apparently is a fundamental component of her backstory that gets explored a little bit later. Oops. Yeah. There are, I noticed even in my short time with the game, just a ton of sequences where the solution is to run away. I'd never ever ever trust a laying down body in a Resident Evil game, ever. So there's a little exchange here that kind of alludes to you having 2 guns and her having 0.
You need a gun too, Moira.
No, I really, really don't. Sorry. I don't do firearms.
Not after what happened.
Shit, I'm sorry. I forgot. Maybe we can find you something else.
No, I'll just be on flashlight duty or something. It's fine.
So apparently that alludes a bit
There's
to
something shiny there.
something that we'll
can't
figure
make it
out
out.
later as
Let
the
me hear
game
with the
episodes
flashlight.
continue on. And I say episodes because this is an episodic Resident Evil game, which is pretty unprecedented. This right here is, of course, like episode 1 of Resident Evil Revelations, and it's not the whole episode. The 35 minutes or so I played was actually, they said, just a small chunk of the very first installment. They said they were aiming for
I can
something
do
like,
it
I
with
think,
weapons.
2 to 3 hours, they said, for each episode. Something along the lines of, I think, what The Walking Dead did. It seems like roughly akin to the length they're going for. And each episode is going to be about that long and will cost $5.99, which is a kind of weird price point, which I mean, I don't know. I'm into it. Like, $5 and $6 is a pretty negligible difference for me. But I'm down for that, I guess. Like, what's really weird, though, is when you start getting into the season pass stuff. A little bit of, like,
Who the
narrative
fuck
here.
is
I'll be quiet,
poetry?
sorry.
Are you afraid? You can tell me. Talk to me.
What are you talking about?
Those bracelets change color in response to fear.
And who exactly are you?
So much suffering. You don't even know what to be afraid of yet.
Is she talking to us or at us?
So here's sort of the second major puzzle, which
looks
is
like a way out.
go find this gear. They feel so Resident Evil 1 in a way, these puzzles. Like, even if they're a little more straightforward and a little less screw-upable, that seems like a direct influence. Anyways, what I was saying was that it's $6 an episode, and then the season pass is $24.99. So let's just say $6 an episode, $25 for the pass. And there's 4 episodes. So if you do the math, it actually is more expensive to buy the season pass. Now the reason that they gave me for that is that there's going to be some bonus content in the season pass, and also episodes will download automatically when you purchase them. But yeah, it remains to be seen how exactly they're going to justify the season pass costing more than the initial offer. They say there'll be extra stuff. And then also there's a retail version you can go buy in like a Walmart, in stores, or on Amazon. There's like an actual physical disc that'll be $40, which is even more expensive, and they say we'll have even more bonus content, so I guess we'll see what that is. But yeah, PC, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One in early 2015, and this is about all I can show you of the game. But thank you guys for checking this out. If you want to see more gameplay stuff like this, I'm going to be doing a whole lot of it over the coming weeks, and I've got some really exciting stuff lined up too. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, and also, last thing, God, I gotta get better at saying this early. I will answer any questions you guys have about my time with the game in the comments, because there's a lot more that I didn't get to show you. So if you have anything you want to know about, yeah, just let me know, and I'll reply. See ya.